have you ever looked at a huge company and just wondered, are they actually any good at making money? I'm not talking about just the final profit number, but how efficient they are at getting there. Well, today we're going to be detectives. We're going to uncover one single number that tells us how strong a company really is.
Okay, so let's get right to the heart of it. The big question we're trying to answer is really simple when you think about it. It just boils down to this. How good is a company at using all of its stuff, its factories, its computers, its cash, to actually make a profit? It sounds basic, but answering this one question is the key to everything.
So how do we find the answer? Well, lucky for us, there's a tool made for this exact job. It's called Return on Assets, or what everybody calls ROA. Let's dig in and see what that's all about.
Okay, so what is it? At its core, ROA is basically an efficiency score. It looks at every single thing a company owns, all its assets, and it asks, how much profit can you squeeze out of all this? You can think of it as the ultimate test of how well a company's engine is actually running.
And you know what? The formula is beautiful because it's so simple. All it does is compare the profit a company makes with all the stuff it used to make it. So you just take the net income and divide it by the total assets. That's it. Profit divided by stuff. It's a surprisingly powerful little formula.
All right, theory is one thing, but let's make this real. The best way to actually get a feel for ROA is to see it in action. So let's just make up a quick, simple company and run the numbers together.
Okay, first things first. We look at everything our little company owns. We add up the value of its machinery, its inventory, the cash it has in the bank, and let's say it all comes out to $10,000 in total assets. That's all the stuff it has to work with.
Now let's see how it did this year. After our company paid all its bills, its salaries, and its taxes, what's left over? A pure profit, or net income, of $1,000. So that's the money it actually made.
Time for the magic. We take our formula and we plug in the numbers. We've got the $1,000 in income, and we're going to divide it by the $10,000 in assets. The math is nice and easy, and it's about to give us our answer.
And there it is, an ROA of 10%. So what in the world does that actually mean? It means for every $100 of assets this company has, it's able to generate $10 in pure profit. It's a direct, clean measurement of its money-making efficiency.
Okay, so we got 10%. Is that good? Is it bad? Kind of average? See, a number all by itself doesn't tell you much. So let's break down how to actually read an ROA score and what these numbers are really trying to tell us about a company.
It really comes down to this simple scale. A high ROA, that's a fantastic sign. It means the company is running super efficiently. A low ROA, well, it suggests there's room for improvement. And a negative ROA, whoa, that's a major red flag. That means the company is actually losing money on all the stuff it owns. So yeah, higher is definitely better here. Now, hold on. Before you go and start Googling the ROA of every company you can think of, there is one absolutely critical rule you have to know. Seriously, this is the one thing that separates a smart analysis from a really big mistake.
And here it is. This is so important. You cannot compare ROA across different industries. It just doesn't work. Think about it. An airline with billions of dollars in airplanes, that's an asset-heavy business. You can't compare its ROA to a software company that just needs a few laptops. Their business models are completely different, so their ROA numbers are going to live in different universes.
So this is the golden rule, the one thing to remember. ROA is a comparison tool, but you have to compare apples to apples. If you want to know if a car company is efficient, you compare its ROA to other car companies. If you're looking at a bank, you compare it to other banks. That's the only way to get a truly useful insight.
Okay, let's tackle another common mix-up. I'm sure you've heard the term ROI, or return on investment. It sounds a lot like ROA, but they're actually measuring totally different things. Let's get this straightened out once and for all.
Here's the easiest way to think about it. ROA gives you the big picture. It's the efficiency score for the entire company. ROI, on the other hand, is like a microscope. It zooms in on the return from one specific thing, like, did that ad campaign pay off? Or was buying that new machine a good idea? ROA tells you about the health of the whole forest. ROI tells you about the health of just one tree.
All right, we have covered a ton of ground here. We've defined ROA, we've calculated it, we've learned the golden rule for how to use it. So let's just boil this all down into the key things you really need to remember.
So why do we even care about ROA? Well, three big reasons. One, It's the cleanest way to see how good a company is at turning its stuff into actual profit. 2, because of that, it's a fantastic indicator of how efficient their operations are. And 3, a company with a consistently high ROA, that's often a sign of really sharp management. In fact, a company's ROA is going up every year. That's a huge signal that management is just getting better and better at their job.
And that pretty much wraps it up. But I want to leave you with a question to think about. Now that you're an efficiency detective armed with this ROA tool, look around. Which everyday companies do you think are the most efficient? Is it the massive tech company or the huge retailer with a store on every corner? Who do you think has the highest ROA? Give it some thought. Thanks for joining me.